Am I the jerk for cutting my brother off after he secretly moved in my house while I was at work? So my brother and sister-in-law have a really bad track record when it comes to housing. They've rented many places over the years, each time stiffing the landlord out of money, while ramshacking the house. They have 4 kids together. They're both in their mid-30s. I moved out when I was 16. After high school, I got my own place. And my number 1 rule is, I will not let family or friends move in with me. And my brother knows this. So each time over the years when he's asked me, I've always said no. He would always try to guilt trip me. They were going to be homeless, or they just had a baby, or just lost their job. But I always stood firm and said no. I work out of town on shutdowns. I'm usually gone 2 to 3 weeks out of a month. My brother was served with an eviction notice last year, but due to COVID, the landlord could not have them evicted. So finally this year, he was able to get them out. They hadn't paid him rent in over a year. My brother called me when they were first packing their stuff. He said they had a place to go, but they needed some help storing a few items until they got moved in. I asked him what those items were, and he said 2 dressers and a wardrobe, and could he use my shed for storage? I said sure, that's fine, whatever helps. He texted me on and off throughout that day. I told him where the spare key was. Eventually he said they had dropped the stuff off, locked the doors, and left. So of course I thought they left. Fast forward to 2 weeks later. I pull up in my driveway and see their minivan, and I thought, oh, they must be getting their stuff and taking it to their new place. Until I opened my front door and walked in. That's when I found my brother laying on my couch. Kids running around everywhere. Sister-in-law was in the kitchen cooking, and my house was wrecked. I went off. I said, what the hell are y'all doing here? He said, well, we couldn't get into the new place just yet, so I figured you wouldn't mind if we spent a few nights here. I said, you didn't even ask me. You said you were dropping your belongings off and left. He said, oh, well, we came back later. I said, no, sir, this is not what I agreed to. Y'all have destroyed my house. Y'all have to leave. He said, we're homeless. You're going to kick us out on the street? I said, you told me you had somewhere to go. I would have helped you find a new place, but you're not moving in with me. My sister-in-law walks into the living room and says, well, you can't put us out now. I said, wanna bet? Then I called the sheriff's department. When the deputies learned that this was my brother, they didn't act like they wanted to help me. I guess they thought it was like a family squabble or something. I kept telling them no, we did not have an agreement. Then they asked my brother if he had a bill at my address, something to prove that he lived there. I said no, all the bills are in my name. Then the sheriff deputy says, are you going to put your own family out on the street? Like they were trying to guilt trip me, like I had done something wrong here. I said, look, you don't know what kind of entitled moochers these people are, and I want them out. They told my brother and his wife that they had to leave, and of course they were very angry. They packed their stuff up in their van and they left. Within the hour, over half of my family was calling me a jerk. How could you put your homeless brother and his kids out on the street? I said, if y'all feel so bad for him, why don't y'all take him and his family in? Exactly, y'all don't want to deal with these moochers either. It took me 4 days to get my house back in order. I can't stand their entitlement. They act like the world owes them something. Anyways, now over half of my family has turned against me. They're calling me the jerk and saying I made my brother and his family homeless, when they made themselves homeless over a year ago, when they refused to pay their own rent. He didn't even ask me. Now my family thinks I'm the jerk.